weakness makes strong men. Right. When we see crap like this, you got to do something.
We being hanged, we being killed, and they love doing it.
Hey, shalom, most high in Christ, bless. Eliakim is in the building.
Yes, sir.
You got here right on time, didn't he? All praise to the Lord. Hey, we got another episode, gentlemen, of the Bible, the book of our fathers. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm Captain Eli. Shalom, most high in Christ, bless.
I'm Officer Jan. Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
I'm Officer Asa. Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
I'm Officer Eliakim. Shalom. Messiah Christ bless.
That's right, double E in the building. Hey, let me set my notes up, man. We got an interesting topic today. It's kind of a spinoff from the last class that we did.
Yes, sir.
The last segment where we wanted to delve into the parental aspect of the household and how that dynamic not only affects the children, but it affects the household in general. So we was talking about present but absent parents. Mm-hmm. So you may say, well, what's the difference between a present and an absent parent and the cost of passive parenting? They kind of are the same. They are. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And as I was kind of bouncing some of the ideas that I was having in my head, just bouncing off a couple of men I was speaking to, a couple of captains I was talking to. And to be passive is like in passing. You know what I mean? Like your daughter or your son sees you in passing. You come in the house, you go to work, or I'm doing the Lord's work. And then they see you go to work, and then they see you come home. So they see you in passing. So it's like a passive type of parenting, it's a passive presence. They understand that you're there, but not there. Mm-hmm. And it's a cost to that. It's a cost and effect to that. So we're going to get out the disclaimer so we can get to business.
Israel united in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1, King James Version.
Hey, all praises, all praises. So y'all have the thumbnail. We have that, right? The thumb. Let's. Okay, Eliakim, what are we looking at today?
Parental discretion advised. The cost of passive parenting.
And then we got some movement. Oh, we got the motion picture. Let's do it.
I'm on my way. See you soon.
Well,
Hey, these things are getting pretty action packed. I like them.
it's a movie trailer.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I like
Demolition Derby on that joint.
I like them. I like them. So, as we kind of delve into the title a little bit, I want to know what y'all think. What do y'all think before we get into the lesson? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Hey, well, it's definitely a price to pay.
You need to flip your thing.
Yes, sir. Where I'm at. There we go. All praises.
All right.
Now we in the building.
Let's go.
Right. It's definitely a price to pay, you know what I'm saying, if you're not properly dealing with the child. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we go through the motions to per se in the truth. You know what I'm saying? We keep the commandments, we keep the Sabbath, we say we got our fringes on, but are we really diving in and dealing with our children, or are we just being passive, raising them, counting the days as they go by? You know what I'm saying? It's a price to pay if we're not really diving in and dealing with them.
Yes, it's going to turn into mainly who's really raising your children.
Right.
Because if you're not there and you're not vocal, you're not involved, then somebody else will be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
if you're not, somebody else will be, and who is that person that is?
Yes, sir. When you were talking about the passivity, is that the word?
Yeah.
Of being there but not actually putting in the work to do anything to parent. I was thinking about the 4 types of Israelite. You can be in the truth, but if you're not putting in any work, it's like you're not in the truth. So similarly, parenting, you could be there in the house, but if you're not doing the parenting, then it's almost like you're not in the house or not a parent.
And so, you know, one of the first things that I think from the last segment that we went over, we kind of delve a little bit into the ministry of communication is one of the most important things that seems to start to lack. I know for myself growing up, my grandparents spoke a different language. You know, their second language was English. So it was hard sometimes to understand, you know, in a household, everything is in Spanish and you're like, what did you say? You know what I mean? So you catch up on certain things, but my grandfather didn't talk much. You know what I mean? He didn't talk much, and it wasn't until I got older that we started to have certain conversations to where I was like, oh, okay. But before then, I was just like, damn, you always getting on me. When I got older, I realized I was like, okay, he's just dry. You know what I mean? His love language is different. He don't know how to communicate.
Right.
But that growing up, it made me more, because I had to talk. Now you had to try to get stuff out of him. So I realized that as I was reading the scriptures into it, I was like, that's why the Lord is saying how important communication is in the house. We read Deuteronomy 6 last week. And then I was going through the scriptures. I was like, oh, Deuteronomy 11 says the same thing as Deuteronomy 6. Let's read Deuteronomy 11.
Deuteronomy chapter 11.
I think it's like verse
19.
Yeah.
Verse 19. And ye shall teach them your children.
Hold on. Start at verse 18.
Verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart, and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes.
You know what that's saying? You have to actually be active in your own understanding and learning. As a parent, as an Israelite, he's saying these things must be in your spirit. It says in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. And then you have to, when it says a sign upon your hand, meaning you got to agree with what you're reading, with what you're understanding. It has to be some agreement to what you're reading. Because sometimes people read the Bible, and the only time they agree with it is up until when it's correction in there.
The white man is the devil.
Yeah,
they agree.
The white man is the devil, this and that. But then when you see something in there that's talking about something you got to fix, the sign is not upon your hand. You don't agree with that.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
And ye shall teach them your children.
So now that you have it, you've obtained it, you've taken it in, now it says, okay, now teach your children. But it has to be in you to give to them. If your cup is empty because you don't study, right? You're so busy with work, you're maintaining the state of the world. There's nothing in your cup. How can you pour something into the cup of that? Even though their cup is small, you ain't got to pour a lot, but there's nothing in you to pour in them. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, you know, it's like when kids are small, you know what I'm saying, they absorb so much in their mind. You can teach them many different languages, and they'll be able to speak it. So it's no difference when, like you said, that action that you put forth in giving them the scriptures, giving them the laws, they're going to absorb it, and they're going to keep it, and their actions are going to show, because your actions show, like you said. If you agree with the Bible, then your actions are going to show that.
Real quick, Eliakim,
sir.
I'm going to give it to you. If your child never actually sees you reading the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Like if they see you and you're sitting in whatever favorite chair you got, and then you're there and you study, or they see you at your desk, they're going to mimic those actions.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ever seen a woman cooking and the daughter, she gets the same little kit, she wants to mimic what the mom is doing.
Right.
But they're not going to mimic anything if you're not studying. They can't mimic anything that you're doing.
Right, because they visual learners first.
Yeah, they're
Before
visual.
before they even learn how to speak, they see.
Right.
See your patterns, your actions, and they
Yep.
mimic after you.
People do that in the educational system with the children going in with no nurture, no groundwork, and they expect the teacher to give them things that they really should come from home with, and then the parents. Some people, the parents, they say, well, the teacher's not teaching, But the teachers in the educational system are saying, well, there's no groundwork here. Have you dealt with them at all? Did you read to them? Did you do anything? And people do that in the truth, too, because they don't study. And then they say, well, where are you going to get where's the children going to get their spirituality from? So, well, I bring them to the school. They're going to watch the class. I'm like, but you're the parent.
Right.
you're the parent.
You're the teacher. And then you wonder why they give more respect to the leadership, because that's who they see teaching them. You know what I'm saying? You're the teacher at home. Like it says, as far as the woman, it says a teacher at home. She's supposed to be teaching. They're saying the mics is low, so make sure y'all fix that. All right, so question, if God gave the parents the responsibility to discipline their children, because we're talking about communication, how does the influence of outside things take more precedence? That's where the teaching comes in at. Because if you're not gearing them towards the things that you need them to learn, then something else is going to give them an outside influence to change what's in their mind, because there's nothing in the cup. You're not pouring anything in there, right? So let's read on in that.
And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when
Do what?
Speaking of them.
That's communication. If you're speaking, like in the other in Deuteronomy 6, it says talking. So now it says speaking, meaning it's something that comes out of your mouth. You're giving them dialogue. Go ahead.
When thou sittest in thine house.
So it doesn't say when you're passing through, meaning you have to actually sit down with them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're in a fast-paced society. We're constantly moving. We're constantly on the go. But God said you have to sit down with them. Go ahead.
And when thou walkest by the way.
That means you're going out. I think Liam had posted something where he was at the museum. You know what I'm saying? He's at the museum with the kids. I know you do stuff like that too.
Yes, sir.
So you're taking them out. You're showing them things. You're educating them on the world while they're out and about, so that they're not out there, gazing upon something but they're not getting any understanding on what they're looking at. It's like looking through a telescope. You're looking out of space, but you can't name nothing out there.
Right.
But you can have, if somebody's telling you, oh, that's that galaxy, that's this. So that's what the parent is doing. You're going out, you're showing them different things, you're educating them on history, those type of things. Go ahead.
When thou liest down, and when thou risest
When
up.
thou liest down, meaning it's so cliche that when you was in Christianity, you would tuck them in the bed and give them the prayer, right?
Now lay me
Now
down.
lay me
Right.
down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see how you know it? You see how you know it? Off the top. You can't forget it. But now in the truth, can you really say that you do that? Look at y'all, all y'all cut.
No, I do it.
I do it.
I can't. I'm not gonna sit up here.
You see what I'm saying?
I do it.
I don't.
You see what I'm saying? So it says when thou lies down, meaning I remember traveling one time with Bishop, and so listening to the scriptures when you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I go to sleep, put the dark audio on, and boom. You know what I mean? I'm like Paul in the third heaven. You wake up, you say, thou shalt not. You know what I mean? Thou shalt brush thy teeth. You know,
It's in your spirit.
but it's in their spirit before they go to bed. It's not instead of something else, TV, whatever they use, you know, Roblox, all that other stuff. Those things being in their spirit, you're actually putting the water of God in their spirit before they go to bed. Go ahead.
And when thou risest up.
So now you get up. It's the same thing. And we know what the way the schedules are and everybody's different schedules. But if it's not you, it should be the wife. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Lord is saying there should be constant watering of the children when it comes to the Bible. There should be no wiggle room in terms of them not getting the understanding of the scriptures. He's saying when you sitting down in the house, when you're out and about, before they go to sleep, when they wake up, you should be teaching them God's laws.
Yeah. It don't take not 5 minutes to hit that family prayer before you head out for work in the morning, or if you work night shift, it'd be night. You get everybody together, cover your head, you uncover your head, wife, cover the head. Then you get that prayer out. Now we all do it together. And before bedtime, it's all right. This time of day, this time of night, we get that family in twice at least. I'll be at work in the middle, might call it in, you know.
Hey, and sometimes even like when you think about, let's say like you're out at work, the wife is home, right? 12 o'clock prayer. Hey, you call the wife. Hey, where the kids at? Hey, let's do the 12 o'clock prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta be innovative in how we make sure that the understanding of the script, like, hey, no, 12 o'clock prayer.
Right. Send a text or something.
Yeah, you send a text. You know, we put these things out, but do we really pray? You know, brothers, we pray 3 times a day. Do you really pray when it's posted?
They post 3 times a day.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Brothers just be, who's the post? Your prayers going up. Did you actually send the prayers up though? Right. You know what I mean? We got to hold your spirit accountable to what you're telling your spirit you're going to do. You're lying to the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Which I got. Let me find my I'm gonna segue into this.
Proverbs 1:8. It's on the same subject that Cap is bringing out, dealing with the parents, because you know nowadays we have a lot of one parent, just a mother, that's in the household. But in the truth, all praise to the Most High, there's a father and there's a mother that's in the household, and this goes in line with Deuteronomy 11 and Deuteronomy 6. Well, go ahead and read that.
Proverbs chapter 1 verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father.
So it's telling the son or the daughter to hear the instructions of the father, because like Cap said, maybe the father, he's not there all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this, doing that. So sometimes it's up to the mother to make sure that certain things are getting done. So the father has to instruct those things to get done. Go ahead.
And forsake not the law of thy mother.
And why not forsake the law? Because the mother is doing what the father instructed him to do. What the father instructed her to do in terms of teaching the children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? According to the Bible. So that's showing you right there. That's that 2-parent household. That's that when they wake up, when they go to sleep, when they're outside walking about, she's teaching.
Right, that's that balance.
Exactly.
And that's active. Right. That's being active. Go ahead.
No, that's it on that one.
Let me get Psalm 78. Going on the same vein. Psalm 78 and 5.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 5.
We're going to read on down.
For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, when he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children.
Right, make the laws known to our children. Our children are supposed to be taught their customs, the way we're supposed to deal amongst each other, how you deal with your brother, how you deal with your sister. You know what I'm saying? How you the clean and unclean animals to eat. You know what I'm saying? All of these things has to be taught and instilled in our children. Read.
That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
Right, so they can teach your grandchildren, the future generations. Read.
That they might set their hope in God.
Right, so that we know that we got a God that's going to plead our cause. You know what I'm saying? That's going to look out for us. These are the instructions that we're supposed to be teaching our children so they'll pass them down to the next generation to come. Read.
And not forget the works of God.
And not forget all the things that he's done for our forefathers, delivering us out of the hand of the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Destroying the promises that he got to destroy our enemies, to save us from our captivity. Read.
But keep his commandments.
Read.
And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation.
Right. So they have to be taught how not to be suffering the same punishments of our forefathers, because we go through so many plagues within the lands of our captivity, and they don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? They have to be taught, hey, don't be like your forefathers, hearken unto the law, because God will judge you no matter how young or old you are. Punishments will come for disobedience. But that's all I got.
Hey, read that part again, verse 8.
And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation.
When it's saying not, meaning you.
Right.
Yeah.
You came up wicked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You came up lascivious. You came up covetous. You came up in those ways, and it's saying you got to make sure you teach them not to be like how you were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we could talk about the Egypt and all that. That's history.
That's the history.
That's history. But no, our generation is stubborn and rebellious. Right. We don't know about God's law. So, no, we need to teach them, do not do what I was doing.
Right.
Meaning what? I got to show you how to deal when it comes to marriage. I have to show you how to deal when it comes to finances. All of these different things. I need to show you how to apply God's commandments, because when I didn't have these things, my parents didn't know them. My parents didn't teach me these things. So I have to make sure I'm teaching you these things so you were not like me.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth of the
That's
matter.
the reality.
Exactly.
That's
You
the
know,
reality.
that's the truth of the matter.
Yeah, those conversations when I'm like, I'm doing this for your good because I've lived your age before. You know what I'm saying? I don't seen the outcome of going down this road. You know what I'm saying? To that point, Cap. You know what I'm saying?
You remember them talks y'all used to get? Well, a little younger than us, but
Shit, I remember them damn talks, man. I wish I listened to my mother a little bit more, because there's some things, yeah, I wasn't brought up in the laws, but guess what? As you come up, there are some things that they did teach you that are relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That you should have hearkened to, but we didn't because we were rebellious.
Yep.
and there has to be a patience with that. Get the video, what not to do. There has to be some patience when we're teaching, because we touched on it last time. Children can have different learning types and stuff like that, and as a parent, you have to be adaptable to learn what those learning types are, so that you can, the troubles of education. Go ahead, play that.
Glenn, I'ma ask you nicely. What's 9 times 5?
It's 44.
It ain't no 44, boy! What's 9 times 5? 9 times 5, Glenn. Glenn, what's 9 times 5? 9 times 5.
It's 44.
Say 44 again. 9 times 5, Glenn.
R.
R. 9 times 5. Huh? 9 times 5, Glenn. What is it? I bet you if I was 21 Savage, you'll know what that is. You know all the lyrics to that. He said he got 8 M's in his bank account. You won't even know how many you got in yours because you can't even multiply. 9 times 5, Glenn. What is it?
But you'll have those parenting styles where you haven't learned the child, and then you think just, the rod, the rod of correction. It's like, no, they might not be good in math. You know what I mean? They might not be good in this, or you haven't understood what their learning style is. That person may be musically inclined or something of that nature. Yeah. And you might have to be creative. And I think as far as our demographics, I haven't done research on it, but I think we do a better job of, I'm talking about, blacks, Hispanics, those teachers do a better job of learning the different learning styles of the students. But that has to be applied in the house, because we've gotten Esau's built a system that we've gotten used to somebody else instructing your child. You know what I'm saying? They in school.
Dependency.
Yeah, they in school how long?
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours. A day.
8 hours.
Sometimes
Yeah.
more than that
Yeah.
if they got.
That's a regular work shift. You know what I'm saying? You got people that got work husbands is because they at school that they had worked that long. So imagine 8 hours of being around the indiscreet. And you can't even observe the time, but the parent is around 2 hours, maybe that if, depending, you got conference calls, you got this going on. Oh, I got to go to camp. So they got a lot more time with the indiscreet than they do at home or being taught in righteousness.
You like to get that GED online, I mean, you spend 5,500 hours around Esau a week, and then you come to the Sabbath for one day. It's got to be more. It's got to be more at home. It's got to be more before they leave the house. It's got to be more when they get back home from the house. Hey, welcome back to the gospel of Christ. Welcome back to the body.
Not even that. It's our people are wicked as hell too. So you're around a lot of them around our own people. That's why even though you read in Proverbs 1:8, when you get to verse 10, it says, "Don't let sinners entice thee." You know what I'm saying? So when they're in school, that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Entice. Yep.
Like an active parent, when I really think of in the scriptures was Tobit. Tobit was a very, very active father. He talked to his son. He gave his son some, I said it in the last segment, he gave his son some gems. Let's go to Tobit 4. Let's go to Tobit 4. Let's look at the activity of an active parent. Tobit 4 and start at verse 2.
Tobit chapter 4 verse 2. And said with himself, I have wished for death.
Start at verse 1 so we get the understanding.
Verse 1. In that day, Tobit remembered the money which he had committed to Gabael in Rages of Media, and said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die?
So he's telling them, hey, you know what? Such and such has money that I'm supposed to, let me call my son so I can make sure that he gets that money, just in case something happens to me. Remember, he's blind. So he's thinking the worst. He's like, man, I might die, this and this and that. You know what? Let me make sure my son is good. Go ahead.
And when he had called him, he said, my son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother.
So he's giving him instructions. And this is just think about it. My grandparents never had this conversation with me about, hey, if I die, this is the instructions that I want you to do. We don't generally, that's what I think Liam said it last time. These things are taboo to have these type of discussions, but these are discussions that's being had in the scriptures. This is Tobit talking to his son, giving him instructions on, hey, when I die, this is what you need to do when it comes to your mother. Go ahead.
But honor her all the days of thy life.
That goes into 1 Timothy, right? Remember when in 1 Timothy 5, and it says if she be a widow, does she have a son, or so forth and so on. He's giving him the instructions. If I pass away, it's your responsibility to honor your mother. Take care of your mother. That's 1 Timothy 5.
Basically, you the man of the house.
Yeah, you the man of the house. You're responsible to take care of your mother. Go ahead.
And do that which shall please her, and grieve her not. Remember, my son, that she saw many dangers for thee when thou wast in her womb.
What?
When thou wast in her womb.
So, like in Sirach 3, when it says you can't repay them back. I think it's Sirach 3. But you can't repay them back. She's saying she carried you in the womb. The things that they had to go through. Go ahead.
And when she is dead, bury her by me in one grave.
That's instructions to a son from a father. That's active. That's active parenting. These things, these are conversations that sometimes we don't think about having because it seems taboo, but they should be had. You should be instructing your children on these things. Which are, yeah.
Now, hey, to that point though, Cap, like you say, it's taboo. Our people don't like to discuss the reality of death, the reality of future planning, and so when those situations arise, it's chaos. You see people fighting at funerals. You know what I'm saying? People
Fighting over money and
yeah,
stuff.
families falling out. You know what I'm saying? Because instructions was never given, so it's like turmoil in our community. You know what I'm saying?
But now he's giving him those instructions the same way David gave instructions to Solomon before he died.
Right.
No different.
Right.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think to Jacob as well too, because he gathered them. Speaking of the reality of our mortality, our eventual passing, unless Christ come back before that, we don't know when we're gonna go. So our children have to be just as Jacob did, gathered, explained to the instruction. He was doing it in prophetic form, but this is, what's your career path? You're going down this way. You dealing with this business. You're going to take care of this. You're going to get this doled off to you. You're going to deal with this part of our Esau and the super wealthy. They deal with something called home family office. So that's when they got wealth levels to where each individual of the family is taking care of different businesses and different their portfolios and stuff that they each deal with, and they have meetings in the home, and a part of the home is a business office, and that's something that like you said, Officer Asa, those thinking of the future, thinking of generational continuance and things like that. We don't we don't deal with that type of stuff.
Right. That's why they wealth continues generationally, because they put will and testimonies like Cap bring out. When I die, this is what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Everything is mapped out.
And also, we thought about your kids didn't just go out and do things on their own.
Right.
You had the whereabouts, like, because we can read the whole chapter, and he's telling him about not marrying the other nations, find you a wife of that nation, so forth and so on. You can read all of that, but then when you go to chapter 5, right? And I'm trying to think, which one is it? Start at verse 1.
Tobit chapter 5, verse 1. Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me.
You see that? All of the instructions that Tobit gave to Tobias, he said, I'm going to do everything that you said. That's because that's active. He's actively parenting. You understand? Go ahead.
But how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not?
Go ahead.
Then he gave him the handwriting, and said unto him, Seek thee a man which may go with thee, whiles I yet live, and I will give him wages.
Go ahead.
And go and receive the money.
Read.
Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel, but he knew not. And he said unto him, Canst thou go with me to Ragus? And knowest thou those places well? To whom the angel said, I will go with thee, and I know the way well. For I have lodged with our brother Gabael. Then Tobias said unto him, Tarry for me, till I tell my father. Then he said unto him, Go, and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, Behold, I have found one which will go with me. Excuse me. Then he said, Call him unto me, that I may know of what tribe he is.
You see that? So as a parent, he's saying, I need to know who your family is. You know what I'm saying? Because when you see now the things in the news and unfortunate events that happen because your children are around people that don't have a background that you are aware of.
Right, the wrong crowd.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No, he said, "Hey, I need to know. Hey, what tribe are you from? You know, who's your peoples? I need to know these things. I'm not just allowing my child to go out and hang out with anybody. I know growing up, they had to know who the people were that you was going outside. You couldn't go in nobody's house that your parents did not know. You couldn't go in their house.
Right.
You know, who is that? Who's their parents? Such and such. Have them call me.
Right. Yeah. That's all I'm about to say. The parents exchanged numbers before y'all did.
Exactly.
Yeah. I lied not. Last episode when you did the part 1 to this, when you was going into that, I reached out. I texted my dad, and I was like, I really appreciate you doing that for me when I was a kid. You know, so, can I go here? Can I play with? And he would do that. What you saying, 90s stuff. I'm dating myself. I'm 90s.
Yeah.
So he would deal with that. Who is that? No, he would. I got no's a lot, but that kept me out of a whole lot of danger, a lot of trouble.
So last class, it allowed you to reach out all phrases.
All praises.
About that, put that bond back in there. You know what I'm saying? But read on.
Yes, sir.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. Then he said unto him, Go and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, Behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, Call him unto me, that I may know what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with thee.
That's the point. I need to be able to trust this person that I'm allowing my son to travel with, to go to the basketball game with. You know what I'm saying? I'm using those things because those are the things that the children get caught up in nowadays.
A boat trip.
Oh, right. I need to know who the hell I'm sending you with. You know, that's even in it. Hey, who? You going? Well, I don't know that sister like that.
Right.
You know, I don't know that brother like that. Right. we need to go out and get to know each other. Yeah, okay. You got fringes on.
That's the reality of it, Cal. I had to have that conversation. Say, hold on now. Who's saying they want to go where now?
Right.
I don't know them like that yet.
And because the scripture says that a man have many trains.
Right.
You know, so I'm not allowing you to go over there to their house and then whatever spirits is on them, you bring it back here. I need to know them first. You understand? Go ahead.
So he called him, and he came in, and they saluted one another. Then Tobit said unto him, Brother, show me of what tribe and family thou art.
So that's an active parent. I'm gonna ask. I need to find out who's this. Hey, who are you? Where you come from? Who are your peoples? You understand? Go ahead.
To whom he said, Dost thou seek for a tribe or family, or an hired man to go with thy son?
Hey, are you looking for somebody to go with your son, or you need my credentials? You need to know who I am. Read on. Watch what he says.
Then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred.
I need to know who are your peoples. He doubled down. No, I need to know who your peoples are.
That was a test.
You know, don't worry. Money, no, yeah. Who are your peoples? I need to know. Thank you. You understand? Go ahead.
I would know, brother, by kindred and name.
So, Tobit, they ain't play no games. I need to know who you are and who your peoples are. That's active parenting. You have to be involved.
You know what that is? That's called love. Because if you truly love your son or your daughters, that's the extent you're going to go to with dealing with whoever they're going around, whoever they're going out to. That's what you're going to do. You're not just going to let them go out anywhere and I'm going to give life 365 on their phone and think that I'm going to know what that doesn't work like that.
No, because you're allowing those apps are good for central points, but it doesn't give you judgmental points.
Exactly.
On how your child would act in a certain situation. How long is it going to take you to get to wherever they're at before something bad could happen? So it's only giving you a location point. It's not actually giving your children situational awareness. It's not allowing them the understanding to pay attention to certain things, or even if, let's say, for an example, you might have a daughter that's of age and can drive, and she's, you're allowing her to work and go to school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're busy, so you can't take her back and forth. Well, okay, does she have the things in the vehicle that if something were to happen, she has water, she has emergency equipment, you have AAA, so she can call them, so she don't have to worry about changing the tire. These are things where you're saying, hey, I need to make sure that my family is covered, and it's not so much, okay, she got a car, if something happens. No, just because the app don't give you it doesn't give you protection.
Right.
Exactly.
It doesn't protect your children.
But you know what Tobit was also showing his son? He was showing his son not to be gullible. Not to be gullible, because a lot of times the kids go out there because the parents ain't active with them, they ain't teaching them nothing, and they're gullible, and that's why situations happen.
Let's look at this. Go to I put the AI thing up about passive parenting. So the cost of passive parenting. Let's take a look at that. What is this? What we looking at?
Passive parenting, often referred to as permissive parenting, is a hands-off approach characterized by high emotional warmth, but a distinct lack of rules, boundaries, and structure.
So, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Instead of acting as an authority figure, the parent acts more like a friend.
More like a friend. What does that mean? In essence, it's saying to some degree, you're not really correcting your child. You know what I'm, and when I'm saying correcting, I'm saying it's kind of like before the correction comes, we talked about it, the pouring in, right? So you got the scriptures. If the only time that the Bible comes out is when you're correcting, then to them, like if that's what you were to do with your wife, then the Bible, instead of it becoming the key of life, it becomes a weapon. It's like a belt.
Belt. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Weapon,
saying?
yep.
You don't talk to your wife about the scriptures. You don't do anything. But she get out the spirit.
Ephesians
chapter 5, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hammer it
Ephesians chapter 5. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's the go-to. But before that, what about, Ecclesiastes 9:9, living joyfully? What about these things? Like, hey, you know what? Hey, decorate the house. You know what I'm saying? What about, hey, it's the Sabbath. You know what? Because brothers would go all out for Valentine's Day.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah.
Right? You go all out. Brother got the petals, the rose petals from the car all the way through the hotel lobby.
These candles are scented candles, but these
Well,
candles,
like
they
Coming
just
to
light
America.
candles.
Yeah.
They got
You know what I'm saying?
Flowers from.
Brothers go all out. But then, Sabbath, the high holy days and stuff, you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing for the family. You don't do nothing for the kids. You don't put no joy in the commandments for the children and the wife. You know what I'm saying? You don't get them no gifts. You don't get them nothing. But Christmas, the whole damn house is decorated. The husband takes out the tree. It's all a family thing. They got the matching garments and all that with the hat. But then when it comes to now you in God's laws, you be like, oh, it's new moon.
Everything dry.
It's dry. It's no joy. You haven't taught the kids the joy of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Get that real quick in Joshua 24. We're gonna come back here.
Joshua, chapter 24.
15, I think. Let me see.
Yes, sir. Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. If it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell.
So you know what's heavy about what he's saying is that when brothers and sisters was in the world, and I know you got married in the truth, you too, but you'll have couples that come in, they've been together 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But you know how many Valentine's days that's been? You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 Valentine's days. In a society that was built around you kissing the woman's. Now you coming to the truth. You know what I'm saying? That she had you decorating. You was decorating for the holidays and all that, because a lot of that stuff come from women. Brothers ain't really sitting over there, hey, let's put the tree up and let's do all that. You're doing it because she wants you to do it. Now you come in, and the things that, the emphasis that you put, or the enthusiasm that you put in that, you don't carry that into the truth. You don't carry that into Day of Atonement. You don't carry that into Feast of Dedication. You don't carry that into New Moon. You don't carry it into the damn Sabbath.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Friday night come down just to get an attitude. You already know Thursday sundown to Friday sundown, the spirit starts stirring up.
Sabbath sickness.
Yeah, the Sabbath sickness, the attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids don't see it. But as the head of the household, the same emphasis that was put on these things in the world, we don't give the children that joy in the truth with those things. We don't.
But as for me and my house,
So that's Joseph, not Joseph, but that's Joshua taking the commandment saying, hey, what y'all did was wicked as hell, but my family, what we're going to do, go ahead.
we will serve the Lord.
We're going to take joy in serving the Lord. So when these new moons come up, when these high holy days come up, when these Sabbaths come up, what are we doing? Hey, decorate the damn house, sis. You know, you want to go to Hobby Lobby and all that, and go there and get some stuff. I'll give you some money to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Go to Hobby Lobby, go to Goodwill, get some damn decorations. Decorate my house. I want this thing to look nice up in here.
Right.
And involve the kids.
Right, and we playing all of the new moon songs.
Right.
We jamming.
The hottest new moon song is the kids.
Right, I want it running constantly.
You know, because when you go to Christmas and all that, that stuff is playing from October all the way up into December.
Hey, look, I went into Lowe's.
I was about
They
to say
already
that.
got
yeah.
damn Halloween stuff up in that joint, man.
I was about to say that. I was
Already.
up in Lowe's yesterday. They do.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord is commanding us. Not only is to it says me and my house will serve, commanding the house to serve the Lord, but that goes back into Deuteronomy. You have to teach them, because now you're going out. Your wife is going out. Let's say you're not with them. Your wife is going out, and when they're seeing these things, remember, colors, things like that become little object things to the kids that they kind of get attracted. That's why little kids, they have all these different colorful things that they play with. So that's going to draw their attention. That's going to draw their interest. That's why we have to take more precedent in being more active in showing them the joy of keeping God's commandments. Go ahead. What y'all got?
No, speaking of the Lowe's thing, the crazy thing is when I went in there, I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't paying no attention to that. My kids brought it to my attention. They was like, Halloween evil. And I was like, yeah, Halloween evil. Then all of a sudden I heard something go, oh, and I looked. And I saw the big old little mascot or whatever they got over there. I was like, damn. So, all praise to the Most High. They, you know what I'm saying? They knew that was evil, but they noticed it before me.
All praises.
What's up, E?
I was thinking about a point that you made earlier, going into the using the Bible only for a rod of correction to beat. But I was questioning what type of a person would end up being more prone to use the Bible like that with their kids or with their wife. And you do that when this is not fun to you. Because brothers get around, brothers fellowship, and if the scriptures are fun to you, you'll be bringing out, oh yeah, did you see how Bishop, he went into the Colossians 2 and that's really going into, if it's exciting and your hands start shaking and your heart start beating fast when you go through the scripture, you connecting stuff and you finding stuff like it is when brothers fellowship, people that don't do that, they don't be the ones that be fellowshipping. So
right.
They don't know what that feels like, but that is what it's supposed to feel like. And you come home with that excitedness to deal with the scriptures, and then the family does see that it is more than just, it only comes out when I do something wrong and you get hit with it,
Right. Because that go to Proverbs 29 and 15. Let me see what that says.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 15.
Let me get there. You know how I am. Let me get there. I want to read it with you. Go ahead.
The rod and reproof give wisdom.
The rod and what?
And reproof give wisdom. But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
That's because we're not active. Mm-hmm. So we'll correct them, but then you leave them off to themselves. So now the daughter may have too much liberty. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? The daughter now is at an age where she's, let's say for an example, a single parent household. Mm-hmm. What happens, because the parent has to work, right? You got to work, you got to pay the bills, and you're in the truth. So they learn on the Sabbath, but they're not really getting the understanding at home. So they're kind of left to themselves, right? So in get Sirach 42, actually get Sirach 7 and 23, and get the clip that says, get the news article. News article. Secret relationship.
You want the script first?
Yes.
Sirach chapter 7, verse start 23.
Yes.
Hast thou children? Instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth.
So we generally look at the bow down their neck, but the instruction is meant to say, hey, make sure you stay on them in God's laws. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Do not give them, as it says, what does it say here? Leave them left to himself. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. As you instruct them, you're making sure that they stay present in the commandments. You're making sure that you're guarding who they're around, who they're with. All of those things that we're kind of seeing gradually in the scriptures that our forefathers were active. Not saying all of them, but we're showing examples of the righteous forefathers that were active in the children's life. Read on.
Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body.
So let's say, for an example, the care of their body, meaning, think about Dinah. Mm-hmm. You know, when you think about Dinah, did Jacob and them love her and so forth? Of course. But if they're 8 hours among the indiscreet, that comes now with, like we spoke about the last time. How is the conversations going, the vulnerability for the daughter to be able to speak to the father and, you know, these things are happening. How do I deal with this? How do I deal with that? And feel comfortable saying these things for you to instruct them, right? Mm-hmm. Because if not, for an example, something like this could happen. Come on.
North Carolina man killed woman he met on dating app and showed his friends on FaceTime to prove it. Then one called 911 and things took a turn.
So this is a secret relationship. Now, of course, these are older, but you don't think that these apps that these kids are using, they're having secret relationships and things like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. So it says, have a care for her body, bow down her neck. But the bow down isn't just rah, rah. Nah, it's being able to know that you've instructed them, but also being able, hey, how would you do this in this situation? How would you do that in this situation? And making sure that what you're teaching them, they can pretty much verbalize it back to you and they understand it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the point of teaching somebody? You just give them it, but you don't know that they're getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You practice on the football field. You practice all these different plays, but then you get in the game and they don't know how to play. They don't know what they're doing because you never ran the drills. You never seen if they actually understand, okay, you need to be here when this happens. You need to be here when that happens. Mm-hmm. So how does she get into an environment where she's on a dating app, right? We're talking, it says 34 or whatever. But the point is that it's secret. She's an older person. So read it, because I think something in here says that she was secretive about her relationship. Now, she's an adult. Go ahead.
A North Carolina man is accused of murdering a nurse he met on a dating app and then FaceTiming his friends hours after her death to show her body to them, show them her body, according to police. Christopher Whitley, 31, was charged with first-degree murder in connection with the strangling death of his girlfriend, 34-year-old Oriel Lowe.
All right, say. Go down. I don't want to read all of the gory stuff. Go down. Go down. I'm trying to see where it says. Okay, right there. So start at however.
However, another one of Whitley's friends also called authorities to tell them that Whitley committed a crime against his girlfriend. Family members said Lowe had been quietly dating Whitley for about 3 months after meeting him on a dating app.
So what do you think the young brothers and sisters in the gospel would be doing.
Quietly dating.
They would be doing the exact same thing. So if you're passive about it, these things can happen.
Right.
Now she's an adult and she's being, private about her relationship to the point that her family really doesn't know anything. So what's the difference between what she's doing and a lot of times what we find out about the younger brothers and sisters in the truth? We'll find out, hey, this person has been doing this and this person has been doing it. You're like, how? What? They come to the Sabbath every week.
Yep, but it goes into what's the disconnection between the father and the daughter. You know what I'm saying? Was a father in her life? You know what I'm saying? Or was just a mother in her life? Where was the disconnection at to where she, even at that age, she's like, I'm not going to tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go quietly deal with this brother who looked crazy as hell.
Right.
Already. I hope his picture on the app didn't look like that. But anyway, look crazy as hell for you to
Read that next
3
one.
months.
Right. That bottom line. Yeah, come on,
Go
man.
What
down.
did it say?
The last one.
Lowe's
Lowe's stepmother said her daughter was being private about her relationship, leading the family to believe more was happening than Lowe would admit.
But that's, that's speculation. The only thing that they know is that read Proverbs 29 and 15 again.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom.
The rod and reproof, the rod of correction, but the reproof of giving them the understanding and the wisdom in the Bible. Go ahead.
But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
Now go back to Sirach. So left this she's an adult, but at the same time she's left to herself. These things can happen to the young brothers and sisters in the truth if you're not actively parenting. And it could cost them their lives like it cost this young lady her life. Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 7 verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
So go back to the part of the article that we read where it says, not this article, but the definition, where it says being friendly or being friends. Right. So it says, instead of acting as an authority figure, the parent acts more like a friend. So that's what we're reading here when it says, and show not thyself cheerful towards them. You're not playing around with them that much. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be jovial, but not to the point that they don't understand the boundaries that it's stating in there. The boundaries, it says boundaries and structure and a distinct lack of rules. They're not understanding rules, boundary, and structure. You can't do that.
And they have to learn boundaries and structure from you. And if you're not giving them the understanding that there is a hierarchy, how are they going to understand God and Christ? Christ is not on the level of the Most High God. He tells us that. We men are not on the level of Christ. The children are not on the same level as the mother, like it says in Sirach 3. He's confirmed the authority of the mother over the children. And if you're teaching them that he didn't and that you're peers, their whole understanding of the order of, because what they say, if they don't learn it in the household, they're going to learn it from the gun of the law enforcement. You're not showing them that there are order and structure and rules and hierarchy and ranking and this person is over this person is subject to this person. They're supposed to learn that first from you. You're the first person that they're going to learn that from. Can we read that?
Bring it out.
Sirach 3, verse 2.
Sirach chapter 3 and verse 2. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children.
That's authority, not in tyranny, because remember, only a spiritually immature person, as many of our people are until they get exercised in the commandments, only a spiritually immature person would really think that authority or power is deconstructive only. That's not a good understanding of what instruction is. It's not only deconstructive. It's not only to break down. Read.
And have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons.
But like we have in the scripture, it's explaining even over the boy. The wife is over them. They're children. She has authority. She can discipline them
Right.
within wise means, whatever those means may
But
be.
this passive ain't disciplining. That's why it says a lack of rule.
They're
They're
not doing it.
They're not doing it. They're coddling.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
coddling right there. That's not discipline.
gentle parenting.
You got that's
They're
right.
gentle. They're gentle. Go ahead.
Can we look that up? Gentle parenting, because that's another one, right? Gentle parenting. That's another definition. Can you read verse 9 while we're at it? Because she said, so she has a stepmother. When I say stepmother, I'm assuming that means that if it's her stepmother, I could be wrong, but that means that her father married that
Right.
woman.
Remarried.
So she has one somewhere, assumably, right? Which would mean that her building of a household, which is to date, they say to date, is to get a, that's how they, in the world, they say date. That's fornication.
Right.
But in the scriptures, you would prove, court, those words, right, that are chaperoned and approved of by the parent.
Right.
She's doing it, but it is not chaperoned or approved or monitored by the parent.
Well, again, the article says she's 30, 30-something years old.
Yeah.
Right.
So we want to, we kind of want to look at, like you said, as this more applicable to the younger generation that's being reared up by you fine gentlemen, So gentle parenting, hit us with it.
Yes, sir. Gentle parenting. Gentle parenting is an approach centered on empathy, respect, and understanding rather than punishment.
And there's nothing empathetic meaning I understand.
Yeah.
But not to the point where
The respect goes out.
you
the
know what
window.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was there, I grew up like that, but I ain't about to let you, ain't about to let you run over me.
Gentle parenting people don't punish.
Bring it out.
They're unwilling to punish. They're unwilling to enforce discipline or set the boundaries. This makes it seem like, okay, they touch on the positive aspects of the empathy and the respect part.
Time out, Jimmy.
But your parents are not your
Time out,
peers.
Jimmy.
Time out,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Time out, Jimmy.
That's that school shooter parenting right there, where they don't get spankings.
Yeah,
They
read,
do.
read that next line.
Yes, yes, sir. It focuses on building emotional regulation and self-discipline
It says
through
self-discipline. So
self-discipline,
Right.
not your parents discipline you.
right.
Can I say something real quick,
Yeah.
Cap? So the thing is with that, what Cap has been going over is with Tobit, we mentioned David, is even after Tobit gave the instructions, he told his son, hey, follow God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's structure and that's order being set forth, right? Read verse 1 in chapter 3, because it's a word in there.
Sirach
That's
chapter,
heavy.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 3, verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children.
So he's telling the children, hear the father, right? Hear the instruction of the father, right? Go ahead.
And do thereafter,
That what?
that ye may be safe.
That you may what?
Be safe.
He's telling you to listen to what I'm telling you so that you can be safe. So when you get older and you're out on your own, you'll still have those instructions of what your father told you in your mind. And you will know, hey, I can't do that right there. That's not safe.
Right.
So that's the importance of the father instructing the children. So what? When they get older and they leave the house, they'll remember that and they'll be safe. That's what Tobit was showing his son.
Yeah, that's what Proverbs 20, 22, train up a child. Same
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Same thing. Read that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
That's exactly what you're saying. It starts when they're young, when they're most impressionable, right? So, but we understand that there's going to be different age dynamics, especially with the Corinthians, with the Galatians, and all of that. We're the ones coming in, so we understand we're going to have single parent households, and we're trying to match, people together. So those things are going to be in there, but the training is still the same. Go ahead.
And when he is old,
And when he is of age to make conscious decisions, biblical-based decisions, go ahead,
he will not depart from it.
he's not going to depart from God's laws because those things have been instilled. Those things have been accustomed to what they're dealing with. You got something else, Asa?
Oh yeah, I want to get that Sirach 30 to tie in what you were saying earlier, and also what go in with Officer Lycan brought out about this self-parenting or passive.
And
parenting.
real quick, play this because this is going to tie in. Go to Young Man Speaks. This is going to tie into what Ace said. I think this is going to set the precedent for the next hour.
Sir.
This is going to set the precedent for the next hour. We're going to build on this. Okay, so play that.
In a very short span of time, we've had one brother lose his life and another brother be sentenced to 35 years in jail at only 17 years old. You know, it's scary because I know that for a long time, people have hated our skin tone and killed us just because of our skin tone. But I know that in today's day and age, we have a brother killing another brother, so no matter what, it looks like we're always losing. In those videos that I see of people's pictures or people's names of these black brothers on different memorials and on different videos of them losing their lives, it's like, it's scary because I know that these are young black brothers, and I know I'm a young black brother. I know other races are losing their life too, but it's really his hardest to me.
You see how
because
the young man was conscious enough to say, I understand that other nations are losing their lives too, but I'm talking about our people. I'm talking about the people that look like me, the people that are most affected in my community. He has enough self-awareness to he's thinking about his community, and he's not under God's laws. You know what I'm saying? He's not growing up in God's laws. Go ahead, play on.
Also a young black man. And I know that the scary part is one day I could be that young black man whose picture is shown in that video.
So you see the young man saying? This is what we have to understand, that we have a heavy job to do with the next generation, because we went through several years of being in a certain unrighteousness to gain righteousness, to make sure that we pour the Spirit of God in the next generation so that they're 10 times better than what we were, to shield them from the things that we went through. Go ahead. Unless y'all got something, go ahead.
That young black man who has balloons going into the sky because I lost my life, and that's very scary for me at only 13 years old. So yes, the videos and the interviews are important about you speaking up about it, but right now, we need action. We need people to get their hands dirty and say something about what's going on and actually do something, build programs,
You see that?
protests, outreaches,
Stop.
anything to...
Y'all should have went. Y'all should go back. You can't go back? Man, y'all brother. Come on, man. Y'all supposed to be on it.
Protests, outreaches,
Programs.
Action.
programs. Yep.
What the young man is saying is these are the things that we're trying to implement with the Bible, God's law. This is what we're trying to do. Action. Not passivity, action. We're trying to put God's, this is a living book. Meaning we have to take what's in the book and make it alive.
Right.
That's a
Go
breath
ahead.
of fresh air hearing a young brother speak with such awareness of what's going on with his people and actually care about it instead of talking about some ski. You know, he actually more young brothers speaking like this. We need that.
But that's what the YMOV program is about.
That's right.
That's what these things is about, to keep these young men. Because you see little hecklers. Like you see these little clips of these little damn hecklers and stuff like that. They be saying, well, what are they doing? This and this and that. We got programs built for these young men to keep them off the street, keep them built up in God's law so that they're learning not only how to be a man, but how to be a righteous man in his thinking, in his action, and how he deals with not just a fatherhood, how he deals with brothers, how he might deal with potentially being married. These are the things that we're doing through the Spirit of Christ in IUIC. These are the things that we're doing. And you got got wicked
Hating.
wicked ass niggas that got something to say. And the very things that he's speaking about, we're doing these things right now.
There is a saying that you are really not supposed to criticize a machine that you don't understand. If you don't understand the inner workings of what or at least even the programs that are out there, visible, that we put out there and show to the world that we actually perform and that we're operating, how could you question, oh, well, what are they doing? Well, you didn't look it up. And then when people showed you, now all of a sudden you're blind to it.
Go ahead.
This brother, when you look at it, he's crying out for help.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, I don't see myself having a family or growing up to be, an adult. And even if I grow up to be an adult, I'm not going to be an adult that long because I see myself getting killed, whether it's by my own or whether it's by the other nations. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doesn't see a future. And that's why he's crying out and saying, where is the men at? Where are these adult men at? Where we got the protests, where we got the outreaches, the programs to help me. He's screaming out for help. And he's not the only brother. We may see him because he's on the stream on the internet, but there's other kids out there like him that are screaming out. So when we got brothers that's in here that don't want to get with the program, and they want to be slothful, they don't want to sign up for the stewardship, whatever the case may be, guess what? You got brothers out there crying out for this stuff, and you want to sit back and not be active.
And those are the young men that we have to teach. We have to give them, we have to show them through the scriptures the hope of the Bible. Get Proverbs 19:18.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
And then we're going to jump down to verse 20. Go ahead.
Chasten thy son while there is hope.
That's the point. That's what we're dealing with now. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be so passive that you're not giving your son the understanding of the Bible. We went back to it. You see what I tied that back in?
Yeah.
We went. Don't be passive to the point that the young man said you need actions. Your actions are what's weighed. Read that again.
Chasten thy son while there is hope.
It's not just talking about beating him with the Bible. Yeah, sometimes they need to get their whooped. But it's not just saying that. It's saying that the chastening is showing them God's correction through God's laws. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not prostitute thy daughter to be. That's correction. Mm-hmm. Because your natural instinct, you see a beautiful woman, that young man may say, oh, I want that. Hey, this is what the Bible, that's chastening. Go ahead. While there is hope, while there is still hope for the future in that young man's life, in that young man's eyes. Go ahead.
And let not thy soul spare for his crying.
And even though he might get his whoop, at least you know you're gonna save his life. At the least you know, hey, I'm saving your life. You might not like this whooping, but at the end of the day, it's good for you. Go ahead, jump down to 20.
Yes, sir. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
And that's what you're saying to them. Is like, yeah, you might not get it now, but you know what? Later on in life, you'll understand. Everything that we went through, and now we can sit back and reflect, and you say, you know what? Damn, like Eliakim told his dad, damn, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You saved my life.
Hey, to that point, though, Cap, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, as far as growing up, you can see the difference in parenting, whether it within your own family and your family members.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally had a cousin that came to me and was like, man, what y'all mom was doing, I wish my mom was doing what, you know what I'm saying, y'all mom was doing, because the way we ended up versus the way y'all ended up, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm like, let me get Ciroc 30 in there real quick.
Yeah,
Ciroc
yeah.
30 in there. Ciroc 30 in there.
Got to.
I remember your cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ciroc 30.
No,
it is what it is, man.
It's a sad story, man.
Yeah.
We used to teach his cousin. Ace is like, that's my cousin. And when, year after year, we would see him, and he would get worse. And then I was like, hey, how your cousin? He said, man, the Lord got him now.
Yeah, it is what it is.
We talking about years. We talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then he would get worse. And then I asked Asa one day, hey, how's your cousin doing? He's like, man, the Lord got him.
Yeah. Yeah, read that real quick.
Sirach chapter 30, verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful.
So a child left himself with no instruction. He's just gonna be doing whatever the hell he want to do. He's gonna venture into all types of danger. You know what I'm saying? When you say see a horse, sometimes they put those blinders on them and they only can see one direction. Us as parents, those are some of the things that we have to start implementing, not in a overbearing and aggressive manner, but a loving and nurturing manner to where. Yes,
But
sir.
that's what we're trying to do with when it comes to that shelter of the out. You know what I mean? Like I think Nehemiah said it in the last segment when he talked about the mediums, the different things that's going on within the world, the Facebook, these different things, and you're trying to put the blinders on them to keep their eyes on the straight and narrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying as much as you can to block them from them wandering left and right. Go ahead, Austin.
Yes, sir. No, hey, that's what the script say. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to the left hand or the right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they going on that straight and narrow. So us as parents, that's the role and responsibility that we have when nurturing our children. You know what I'm saying? Or if they self-willed, hey, it's danger. So that's all I got.
Can we eat on that 30 for a while? Or you got 30 later on.
No. Go ahead.
Go up to verse 1. Because we're dealing with that passiveness of what this chapter actually deals with not being in terms of. Oh, just go ahead and read it. Get into it. Verse 1, please.
I'll read it. Sirach chapter 30, verse 1.
Somebody got to read.
He that loveth his son causes him oft to feel the rod.
Because often to receive that correction, not only just through spanking or that more physical on the sides, but also, might raise the voice, something more pressurized. This is not the softness, right? Read it again.
You said pressurized?
Pressure. You got to pressurize it. Say, what did you do? Say it again. You know, that stuff. Read it again.
He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod.
Because the rod of correction, if you have a bar that's too low for the standards that their behavior would need to be at, and you let things pass that are bad that they do, then you would allow them to continue to do those things because you have an overestimation of your children, perhaps, or you don't see it a need to go in and deal with some of the behaviors that psychologically would turn out in their adulthood to be much worse. So, you know, some of these small things, they turn into much larger things when they get older. Read.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
Because he was shown the right way, and then when he is old, he did not depart from it. Read.
He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
Not because it is your joy to do the chastising, but it is your joy to know and ensure that the right things are being instilled into the child through your efforts of correcting the evil behavior from young. Not waiting until they're 10 and then say, okay, I'll wait till he's older before I start correcting. No, they're already bad now. Read.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
Because we're in a spiritual battle against sin, and our enemies want our people to be in sin so that they can have us continually be destroyed. If the child is being educated in righteousness, he is now being an adversary to our adversaries who push sin.
And also, officer, the thing is that when you look at the tactical warfare that the nations use against us, they're not aiming for us. They're aiming for the generation after us. They're looking. Remember, I'm gonna give it right back to you. But you can get Luke or Exodus where they was looking to kill the kids.
Yes, sir.
Just get that. Yep. Get Luke. Or
Hey, Cap. Not only that, and when you brought up Exodus, remember he said, you know what, I'll let y'all go, but leave the children. It's the same thing.
Matthew 2?
Matthew 2.
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 2, verse.
Go ahead.
16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
So why wasn't he looking to kill the adults? Why? Because they're looking to slaughter the next generation. The Avengers that's supposed to come up. That's what they're looking to. They're looking to end off the generations. If we can kill them, we can stop them from multiplying. We can stop them from growing. We're gonna kill off their generation. Go ahead.
That were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
So that goes back to they're looking to get our children. That's why it's gonna cost us if we're passive in parenting. It's gonna cost us greatly if we're passive in parenting. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Use the Sirach 30.
Yes, sir. Go back to Sirach 30. Read we use that again.
Verse 3.
3, yes, sir.
Verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
So that also would mean that the inverse is true. Being passive makes our enemies very happy because our children are being destroyed. Read.
Right.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
That's a good feeling, though. You see the peers of your parents and the joy that they have in your good behavior and good name because of their instruction in you, and they are able to speak one with another to the other parents on the different techniques in the household and how they're working. Read.
Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself.
But if you're passive, how is the son to even know what you were like or what you believed in? You didn't tell him. You went to work and then you came home and you pulled a cover over, you got on the bed, or you plopped down on the sofa, and you clicked the TV on. He don't know nothing about how to be like you.
Or you're passive as a husband and the wife's running the household.
Right.
We gotta, yes, sir.
You know, we can't just let that slide.
We can't.
Yeah.
That's in the next
That's the
verse.
household.
Go ahead.
That's in the next verse.
Bring
7.
it out.
All right.
What? Yes, sir.
Was it verse 6?
Mm-hmm.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
And you can only really see that unfold generationally. That's not something that happens quick. That's from raising children going into their adulthood, and then you're older, you're gray-headed now, and the grandparents may have passed on, but these things are coming into play because of the work being put in to the children. But read verse 7. This is what Cap just said.
Verse 7. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds.
Passive, gentle parenting. I don't want to spank ever. Read.
And his bowels will be troubled at every cry.
Which is to that precept that you pulled in Proverbs of he gonna cry when he getting this correction or when he's being edified or admonished or chastised, but
He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll be all right.
And the sisters
Ain't gonna
sometimes they start crying. Oh, he don't.
But you could have a passive husband,
Yeah.
and she's running the house. Watch this. Go to Jeremiah 44:15. Yeah, we gonna switch the lane a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch the lane a little bit.
Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 15. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
So what were the husbands in agreement with it?
Yeah.
Your wife is doing something wicked, and you're in agreement with it. Go ahead, read it again.
Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
That's a passive husband. That's a passive husband. Go ahead.
And all the women that stood by, and a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt and in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying.
So that's the point. The point is that the husband knew that they was doing evil,
Right.
but he didn't correct it.
Right.
He didn't do nothing about it. That means you're being passive.
Right.
You're letting wickedness run rampant in the house. That spills into the children. Go ahead.
Now, to your point, Cap, husband deals in husbandry. You know what I'm saying? And Sirach that says when you get a fruitful possession through all the field.
Yeah.
So it's relating it to husbandry and crops and plants and things of that nature. When you see weeds growing up, crabgrass growing up, and you just leave it passive, you don't correct it, you don't trim it, it's chaos.
It's gonna choke
It's gonna
out.
choke everything. It's not gonna
everything out.
produce nothing. You know what I'm saying? To your point, that's passive husbandry. You just allowing sin and wickedness and weeds just grow running rampant.
Go ahead.
No,
That's heavy because in the allegory of the husbandry, right? You don't even do that with plants. You got a tree in the fruit possession. Your tree is your wife. She bears you the fruit with the children. A farmer ain't gonna let the flies get all on it. Let it get worm ridden. It's turning yellow. It needs more potassium or nitrate or whatever. You have farmers that can tell what a plant would need more of or less of in the soil or in the water or in the air. But with the children, you think that you can just let them go, but they're more sensitive and complex than a damn fruit, you know.
But you know what? With plants, when people are gardening and stuff like that, because my wife garden and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
She get it in. I've seen her out there.
She
in
be
the back.
teaching me some stuff. You know, I'm still learning. But what I see her doing and what just like a husband should be doing is communicating and talking to the plants. So it's the same thing. And I'm for real.
I was just looking at that. No. I was looking at that because when you played the clip about the brother doing the math, he say 44, and so he yelling at it, and the brother can't get it right. It's a study, you know what I'm saying, that was showing that the way you speak, you know what I'm saying, can alter the growth of a plant or a person or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're the husband in the house and you're, like you said, Cap, you being passive and you're not communicating and talking, you know what I'm saying? That growth ain't gonna be there. That's when them weeds and them crap that's gonna come and choke everything up. Nothing's gonna bear fruit.
Because that goes into what we read in Jeremiah, goes into Isaiah 3:12. It's the same thing because it says that he knew. The husbands knew what the wickedness that their wives were doing, and because they didn't correct it, that means who's leading? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
So children now, because the husband now is passive, children now become the oppressors in the household or the oppressors in the community. Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
And then who's governing them?
Women.
The women. So it's the same thing. You could be very passive in the sense of your role and responsibility, and then you're allowing what it says, you turning things upside down. That Lord said that's a new thing in the earth. You being there as a husband, but she's running everything, and then that transfers into the kids are seeing a whole different dynamic. Read that part again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And the women, so it says if the women are governing, things are not going to be right because the children should not be oppressing the parents. The children should not be oppressing the community. If they're doing that, it's saying they're being ruled by women, meaning they're emotional. They don't have that discipline. They haven't gotten a rod of correction. They haven't gotten the things that they were supposed to get to rear them up properly. Like we were reading this in Rock 30. Go ahead.
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
So who is leading? The woman. Yeah. It says she's causing you to err. She's causing you to err. Go ahead.
And destroy the way of thy path.
And you're not walking down the right path. Right. Man, y'all go ahead.
Can we show an example of that?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick. Give me you can go to yours. Give me 1 Kings 21, verse 7 and 8. Because a lot of times what happens is that, you know what I'm saying, they will try to use the power that their husband got, and they would try to use that to bring forth their evil. Go ahead.
1 Kings chapter 21, verse 7. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry.
Get up and eat, baby. Go ahead.
I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
He said, I will give you the vineyard. So she's saying, look, don't worry about it. You going eat.
I'm gonna take care of it.
I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it. You don't worry about it. Go ahead.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name
Uh-huh.
and sealed them with his seal.
A seal represents a king's power. So she's trying to use she's using the power of the king to get her way.
She said, "My Lord said."
My Lord said. He said this. He said that. So she's trying to use his rank or his power to absorb as her authority to move in evil. Go ahead.
And sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling.
There's no different when somebody's trying to send up. Hey, we need this. You send it up. She's sending up letters, sending this up, sending up messages. All that. It's the same thing, but she's trying to use her husband's power for their evil.
What's trying to be reestablished is what the Lord said in Malachi. Get Malachi 4.
Malachi chapter 4, verse
6.
6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
The fathers are the leaders. He said he's going to take the minds of the fathers and turn them back to the children, because our households, we've got broken households. So the Lord said, the spirit that I'm going to put on these men in these last days, we're going to turn their minds back to the fathers. They're biblical fathers, and they're going to take those biblical fathers are going to give them the understanding on how to deal with their physical children. Go ahead.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
No. You didn't skip the whole thing. Read it again.
Lord. Yes, sir. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
That's why he can have one like unto himself, because now his mind is the same mind as his father. That's why he can leave an avenger behind, because his mind is like his father's mind.
Yep.
That's what David did with Solomon. I taught Solomon. Solomon is going to do, when I leave, Solomon's going to take care of what I need him to take care of. I need you to build this temple. Go ahead.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
That's already happening. But he's showing us he's going to put our minds in the spirit of Christ, and we are to take these things and teach the children. Pour that into them. We can't be passive about this, because it's going to cost us. It's going to cost them. Get the eugenics tree. Go ahead, Asa. I'm going to give it to you. Get the eugenics tree.
Yes, sir. So let me get Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6 and 2.
So even, because we got to understand, when you look at the eugenics tree, this is basically their destructive mechanism for us, because eugenics is the self-direction of their evolution. So what are they using against us? They're using anatomy, physiology, medicine, surgery, psychology. All of these things are being used against us. So all of these things are being education. These things, religion, these things are being used as a means. And if we're being passive about it and we're not properly instructing them, now that we do have the understanding, we're not properly instructing them, they are going to fall to one of these things. And particularly with the media that we have, is our children are going to be led astray. Go ahead, Asa.
Yes, sir. 6 and 4.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
So it says, bring them up in the nurture. The nurture. Cap just pulled up the eugenics tree, right? We mentioned earlier about the husbandry, how a plant grows, and the father's supposed to tend to the plant, right? Certain plants require certain things to benefit. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, for example, I planted some eggplant and I planted some okra. You don't grow and water the okra and the eggplant the same. You got to water the roots for one. The other one requires you water the leaves. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing in regards to all these different avenues, genetics, biology, psychology, these different things that you have to know how to instruct your children and then nurture them so that they won't be succumb to this wicked root You know what I'm saying, right here.
So what you're saying is you got to be in your child's life in order to know their spirit, to know
Right.
how to operate with this one and operate with that one, because their spirits are going to be different.
It's gonna be different, yeah.
Right. Can I back you up on that too? That one touched on the father. Can we touch the mother real quick? Lamentations chapter 4 verse 3.
Yeah, man.
All praise. Lamentations chapter 4 verse 3.
We don't want single parent households in here.
No.
What'd you say, Lamentations?
Lamentations chapter 4 verse 3. He's so fast that he got there before me, and I can't keep up.
I got you. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breath.
So a sea monster, a slimy, disgusting creature, a monster.
He can't even think of any adjectives.
Yeah. It's a filthy beast. It's gross. Read.
They give suck.
Well, hold on. Read it again.
Even the sea monsters draw out the breast.
Breastfeed. That's nurture. Read.
They give suck to their young ones.
And they stop. They take the time to nurture their young ones. Read.
The daughters of my people.
But the Israelite woman
is become cruel.
Is become cruel. They don't take the time. Read.
Like the ostriches in the wilderness.
They don't take care or nurture the young whatsoever. And they step on them and crush them. Or they step on them through neglect. Or what's the word? Neglect is the word I wanted.
Right, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So even a sea monster will take that time to nurture. But the Israelite woman, they backed up from that spirit, that wisdom.
Damn. And also what we want to look at is that you want, like, as the training up of the child, if you're being active in it, your child will have, because when you think about Solomon was the wisest man on earth, but the king was left to a dummy, right? Hey, Rehoboam was dumb.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because he forsook. Why would he forsake the counsel of the wise older men? Because he all of the knowledge that Solomon had, only thing he could think about was my father's rod. Let's look at that real quick.
Right, vanity.
1 Kings chapter 12.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse
Start at verse 8.
Verse 8. But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
So start up a little bit. Start up a little bit more.
Verse 6. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men.
Which would have been that's a wise thing to do. These counselors was the counselors of his father. What is it showing you? It's showing you that the young men should be seeking the counsel of the older, more seasoned men. But they have to have those examples there. Go ahead.
That stood before Solomon, his father.
That did what?
Stood before Solomon, his father. While he had lived, and said, how do ye advise that I may answer this people?
So now jump down to 8.
Verse 8. But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
So now I'm not going to listen to the counsel of the old men that counseled my father. I don't want to listen to them. Go ahead.
And consulted with the young men that were grown up with him.
So that's what happens if you're passive, then the voice that they should be hearing of the wise old men, they don't hear them. They're going to hear the young men that's of their peer group and their age group that's going to cause them to be enticed.
The streets.
The streets. That's what they're going to be listening to. Go ahead.
Which stood before him. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people?
So you're teaching your son, hey, don't do this, do that. He's saying, yeah, I hear you, Dad. I got you. But remember, he's 8 hours amongst the indiscreet. So those 8 hours, guess where he's getting counsel from? He's getting counsel from the young men. He's listening to them. Go ahead.
Who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy.
You see this? This is the dumb counsel. We ain't got to read the counsel, but the fact is their counsel is completely opposite of what the counsel of the older generation is going to tell them. The generation of their fathers, the ones that have experience. So then now you get into a circumstance with, what's it, Proverbs 1?
Yep.
Proverbs 1 and 10?
Yes, sir.
Their counsel was destructive.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10. That's right.
Got a voice in there. Go ahead.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
No, read verse 2 and then jump down to verse 8 again. I know Officer brought it out earlier, but go ahead. It's going to tie it together.
Verse 2, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding.
8.
Verse 8, my son, hear the instruction of thy father.
It says, this is order. Hear the instruction, hear the orders of your father. Go ahead.
And forsake not the law of thy mother.
Because the father lays the order and the mother sets the orders in place in the house. Go ahead.
For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head.
What is it saying? Those things, it's going to decorate you. Go ahead.
And chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
That's the young man that forsook the instruction of the father, right? He's forsaken it for whatever reason, because sometimes the fathers can be very active. I'll say parents can be very active, and you just got some wicked kids like Eli, Eli the priest, right? You'll have those to where you could be doing everything right, but their spirit is just not right. Go ahead.
If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
But these are the situational awareness things that if we're using Deuteronomy chapter 6, and you're using Deuteronomy 11, and you're speaking with them about these different things, when our walk is by the way, these things right here, they'll be able to see, they'll have the instruction and use reasoning based upon the scriptures. Consent thou not. What you asking me to do is wicked as hell. I've already gotten counsel from my father on these things. Read on.
Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
Read that again.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave. No. Oh, shoot. Okay. No.
The point is
no TD, TD,
no TD Jakes, no TD Jakes. But he's saying, let us swallow them up as the grave. Meaning, these young men are pretty much counseling your son to do wickedly, and this is gangs, right? These are many different facets of peer pressure, right? This could be peer pressure in young girls, where you have they're around these young girls that may be a little bit promiscuous, and we know, you see the innocence in the young girls, but they're around these girls, and because they want to fit in. Yeah. So this doesn't only just, it does fall in line, specifically speaking about that, but this is talking about. These are influencers. These are your peers. This is peer pressure that we're talking about. So you can relate it to other things. This is peer pressure we're talking about here. All right. I don't think that video applies to this. Could y'all the future y'all couldn't? No. Okay. All right. Read on.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
So the Bible is already talking about robbery, gang activity. This is what that is. This is robbery. This is gang activity. So you have to instruct. You have to be very active inside those kids' lives to make sure that they understand these scenarios and that they're able to see it before it happens. Like what David said in Samuel's. Actions are weighed. Like him, he don't remember. I think it's First Samuel 2.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Thank you. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
So not only is that the actions of the the children, but that's the actions of the parents. It's what they're doing is being weighed by the children. What's going on in the house? They're seeing the influences. They're seeing those things that's going on, and they're weighing these things because they also are seeing what's going on outside of the house.
Cat, to your point, they watch and they see how you respond to what they do.
Okay,
Like my baby girl, right? She 9 months.
Baby girl, go ahead.
she'll go, wah, she'll look, sit there and watch and see how you respond. You go over there and pick her up, she gonna do that for the majority of the time.
She's training you.
They train, yeah. They watch you. You know,
She's training you.
Yeah. She tried. She tried. She tried.
Yo.
But to that point, they be watching. You know what I'm saying? They see how you act. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Whether you chastise them if they do something wrong, and they feed off that. Okay, I got away with this. I'm gonna push the boundaries even more. You know what I'm saying? To that point.
Can I back you up on that one?
Yes, sir.
Sirach 9 verse 1. If I get it, Sirach 9 verse 1, just back you up on that point.
Back us up.
The wife is observant, right? The wife is observant. You can't hide the real you from life. She lives with you. She sees the real you. How much more the children? I read that.
Sirach chapter 9 and verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
So the wife can witness your hypocrisy through what you say or profess to be outside the home, but inside the home you're something else. How much more the children who, like Officer Asa said, are ever observant of every little, even your expressions and the micro expressions on the way you respond to things. How much more observant are they? Don't have the hypocrisy in how you're telling them to be versus what you're actually showing them that you act like. Just wanted to back you up on that.
No, that's read that again. That's a heavy scripture.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 9 and verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
You got to ask yourself, what is an evil lesson against yourself? You know what I'm saying? What is it? So when you read like what's it, Sirach 13:25, is that it? No. That ain't it.
What does it say?
He that is evil to himself, whom can he be? I think it's like 13 or 14 and something. Don't worry about it. If
14 and 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Sirach chapter 14 verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
That's the same. If you're lying to yourself, right? Whether it be losing weight, whether it be any type of order instruction that's in the house that you set, and your wife sees these things, you're teaching her an evil lesson against yourself. Because you're lying to yourself. You're not being honest. You know what I'm saying? You telling the brothers, oh, I'm losing weight. Knowing that, your wife made you the spaghetti. Made you, but she might see you telling the brothers, you just see you on the phone telling the brothers you're trying to lose weight. She's like, this nigga's a liar. You know what I'm saying? Right. You evil lesson against yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, how you gonna be honest with the people? How you expect the people in your household to believe you?
Right. He tell his wife, "Hey, make me a salad." Then he take a picture of that joint and then he push it away. Yeah, give me that. Give me that steak.
No, let me get 2 plates.
Let me get that.
Yeah, that's a good looking salad. But give me two plates of that chicken parmesan.
Brother be on the phone with brothers. When he pull up to the drive-thru, he press mute while you order the.
Hey, hold on, y'all. I got another call.
Yeah. Right. Hey, hold on.
I think I lost connection.
Yeah. Hey, on Cap calling me. Hold on. Right. Go ahead. Read it again.
He that is evil to himself.
So if you are not honest with evil, meaning you're doing evil to yourself, it affects you. And the reason why this is important, because if it affects you and you're leading your house, it affects your household. Go ahead.
To whom will he be good?
So how can you be good to somebody if you won't be good to your own damn self? Go ahead, Elijah.
Can we get that too? Where it say that in Ephesians, right? I'll just read it for
his
you.
own body.
I'll read it for you. Ephesians, that's chapter 5, verse...
like 28 something?
Yes, sir. Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
So read that again.
So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
And that's important in the house, because if you're passive about some of these things, right, and it costs you your marriage, right, it costs your children a household stability. It comes with a cost. You know what I'm saying? If and I'm speaking specifically on a man, because that's what we pulled out of this is if he's not dealing with his own self properly, then he's not going to deal with the wife properly. All of that becomes a trickle effect, like 1 Timothy 3.
You wanted 29 before we get in?
You can read it. Go ahead.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
But it says some brothers are evil to themselves.
Right.
So some brothers hate their own flesh. They don't, meaning they hate their ribs.
Exactly.
They hate their ribs. That's what it's saying. Your own flesh. You hate your wife. You don't like your wife. Go ahead.
Right.
But nourisheth and cherisheth it.
But he says that's what you should be doing.
Right.
He says, but you ain't supposed to hate your flesh.
Because that hatred goes into not correcting.
Right.
Yeah.
You ain't correcting them. If you ain't correcting, that's hatred.
Right.
You ain't gonna correct. You ain't gonna do it. Okay. Well, that 1 Timothy 3.
1 Timothy chapter 3.
4 down to 6.
Verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house.
One that when we say rule well your own house, it's your body first, your physical house first. Go ahead. And your household. House meaning household. Go ahead.
Having his children in subjection with all gravity.
That's the point too. If you're passive, then there's no way your children are gonna be in subjection with all gravity. Gravity meaning you're serious. You understand? Your children understand that you're serious about God. You're serious about the commandments. You're serious about rearing them up properly. So they're going to be less inclined to go towards the left, at least under your watch. Go ahead.
For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Because the first church that's dealt with is your house. That's the first church you're dealing with. You and your wife, that's the first church. Go ahead.
Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride.
Because sometimes we think we know everything. You got it all figured out. No, you got to get counsel.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You got to bounce stuff off. Hey, you might got older children, but now you got a younger child. It's a different era. What you grew up in and how you were reared up, how can you relate to the internet? You know what I'm saying? Like when you came up, you might have seen a Playboy magazine or one, but those things were covered. Even when they was in the store, they were covered. Now you just boom, you go online and you looking up homework, and then the next thing you know, all of this stuff pops up. That's what they have to deal with.
Different time.
It's a different time. So you know what I'm saying? Like the parameters of what we dealt with are different. So you have to be able to relate to what they're going to be empathetic, not so gentle, empathetic to understand, but you have to be grave. Go ahead.
Cap, you mentioned earlier adaptability, and that would go into it because many of us, especially those of us, our parents might have been slightly older than some of our peers' parents, or maybe you have just talking about generationally. No matter what, going from one generation to the next is a different world. So the adaptability would be to remember that just as your parents saw a world that no longer existed when you were coming of age, the world that you saw doesn't really exist in the fashion that you saw it when your children are coming of age. So you have to be willing to pay attention to what actually is different and what they're looking at.
And because even in that scripture, right, it says one that know how to rule his house well, how can he take care of the church of God? You can be righteous and your kids be wicked. Samuel was righteous. His kids were wicked. So Samuel, you can't be a priest no more. Because your kids is wicked as hell. Samuel is doing righteousness. Raised his kids. They was the damn devil. Sometimes they the damn devil. It is what it is. Go Go ahead.
Yep. Can I get that? What
Yeah.
you talking about? Give me Sirach 16, chapter 16, verse 1.
And then this would be, we got 5 minutes. So, yeah, bring this out and then.
Sirach chapter 16, verse 1.
You got it.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
So it says, desire not an unprofitable what?
A multitude of unprofitable children.
A multitude of unprofitable children. Because guess what? A lot of times that's us, they say coddling our children, knowing that our children are evil as hell, but you want to be passive. You don't want to correct them, and you know they're evil. But go ahead.
Neither delight in ungodly sons.
Neither delight in ungodly sons, meaning what? You need to correct them. You need to be there. If they're ungodly, you need to correct them. Don't be trying to put them up on a pedestal as if they're not, they're above this person, that person, when you know that they're evil as hell. Go ahead.
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
Except the fear of the Lord be with them. And how you know? With actions. You know the fear of the Lord is in them by their actions. They're starting to correct their ways. That's how you know. Go ahead.
Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude.
Go ahead.
For one that is just is better than 1,000.
So if you got one out of your children, you got one that is just, it's better than the other ones. So guess what your focus is going to be on? Yeah, you're going to try to, help your children out, but your main focus is going to be on that one that is just. Go ahead.
And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Than to have them that are ungodly. Go ahead, Cap.
I hope that ain't me.
Right.
All praise to the Lord. Hey, we appreciate y'all coming in and tuning in to the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. What we got?
We have the super chats too. Follow us on all social media platforms at Bible Book of Our Fathers.
Hey, y'all need to start putting up, man. We got some other channels, man. We got the Carolinas in the classroom and
IUIC Greenville.
IUIC Greenville. And
IUIC Greensboro.
IUIC Greensboro. We
yeah.
got other YouTubes, man. You got to put them things up in there. But go ahead.
At Bible Book of Our Fathers. Do not neglect to give alms. Donate to IUIC Gastonia. IUIC.gastonia.nc at IsraelUnite.org. Donate to the Booster Club also. IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. That's right. Radar broadcast.
Oh, go ahead.
Using the QR code, you can aim your camera at the TV if you're watching it on something else, or you can screenshot it and click the link that pops up to fill out the survey and rate the broadcast. Interact. All right?
That's what we got. You got the super chat? I think he sent it to you.
Just that one? Oh, no, it's two. Hey, shout out to Surge B73.
Surge B73. Shout outs. Thank you.
And Jamil Judah Israel 8305.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
enough.
Thank you, Lord. Hey, so we want to thank y'all again for tuning in to the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers. We want to say happy Sabbath to you all. I'm Captain Eli.
Officer Jan.
Officer Asa.
Opposite like him.
Hey, Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath, Israel. Shalom.